Hey, beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. I guess you can call it a podcast. If you have not already, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and the thumbs up. Just stop what you're doing right now and thumbs it up, please, and thank you. We're back today to talk about BET presents the Encore. I'll have the season and title and everything in the description, but let's get started. So the episode opens with the twins and Kiwi on the patio talking, and the twins ask Kiwi if she thinks they're responsible for making Nivea leave. And she says, yeah. And then the other twin says, no, I didn't do anything. I'm not taking that. And then Kiwi says, well, not on purpose. I'm like, yeah, of course you're going to change your tune. And then they said how she'll regret leaving and they didn't want her to leave. They wanted her to come back. You guys, let me just give a disclaimer early. You guys know I like to warn you all that the video is probably going to have quite a bit of cussing and quite a bit of Keely bashing. I'm going to try not to really talk about her because I really don't like Keely. I really cannot stand her face, her voice, the way she dressed, the way she talks, like the way she moves, the way she does anything. I don't like her. I don't like her at all. And so I'm going to try to keep the bashing at a minimum, but I also think that this entire episode was bullshit. So, yeah, there might be a whole lot of that too. So then they're all in the confessional saying how much they want Nivea to come back. And one of the twins says, please come back. We love you. And I'm like, isn't it crazy that the twins always seem to find the love for the people after they leave the house? You don't give a shit. Or after they have a huge blow up and argument. They don't give a shit at the time. But once there's consequences, then they love you. Come on back. So they do this whole montage of how silly, goofy, cool Nivea was and all that. So then we have Misha, Irish, Pam, and Shimari in the kitchen talking about Nivea leaving and the fact that they, and I'm guessing it's the twins, are really making everything hard. So Misha then looks into the camera and says, listen, I'm saying it today that Phineas and Ferb, how many times is she going to say that same lame joke? It just wasn't funny the first time. It wasn't funny the seventh time. Not funny again. And Misha looks very hard and terrible in her confessional, you guys. She looked like she had a rough night, a rough life, a rough everything. Like she looks really bad, I guess, without foundation and makeup and everything. And anyway, she says in the camera pretty much, listen, I'm gonna wish I had said it, so I'm gonna say it now. Phineas and Ferb can kiss my motherfucking ass. And Pam says, come on, you're the queen, you're supposed to lead by example. And I'm thinking, she's still the queen? Like, how long does this queen shit last? She's been the queen for like 5 weeks. It's so funny because Misha is going on and on about how they just want publishing and they just want clout and everything from saying that they wrote the songs. And Shimari is just standing there looking like she's talking dead to Shimari. And Shimari she's not saying she's not saying anything. She's just looking. And then we get slow ass Irish talking. And you guys, I've been trying to figure out what's going on with Irish and what she looks like to me. And she looks like a weed head. I'm sorry, she looks like a weed head. And she starts saying how much the twins want to lead, but they're not mature enough to lead. And as much as I don't like her, it's true. I can't deny that what she just said is true. And the fact that the twins want to be leaders so bad, however, they lack the communication skills, the maturity and everything. And I always find myself wanting to call them little girls, and they're not. They're in their 30s. They're not little girls. So all of this ageism they have going on, I don't know why, because they're not that much younger than these other ladies. They just act that much younger. So Pam says she just don't want to be a part of the drama, and she don't want to see any of them being a part of the drama. And I'm like, how many days have y'all been there? Y'all been there almost a month. It's been a month full of drama. What are you talking about? You've had like 12 people leave. It's been nothing but drama. Who's not in it? So then we just have the two groups going back and forth kind of talking about each other, or at least the twins and Misha and Irish. So the twins are on the outside saying how they have to stifle themselves for the other girls because they get their feelings hurt so bad that they can't say what they really want to say. and Misha is on the inside saying that the girls run everybody off, the twins, because where's Cosine? Cosine gave an apology, however, he hasn't been back to the house. And she's like, so he can't come back in here? And it's just all petty. So then we get Shimari and that big ass Rastafarian wig that she has on in that confessional, saying how sisters just not getting along. And she's talking about Irish and Misha and the twins. And she's like, listen, we still here, so we may as well just try to get it done. But you guys, the whole time she's talking, Pam is back there washing her hands like crazy. And we know she did that on the last episode too. She washed her hands for like 5 minutes. So either Pam is just super, super, super clean, or she has OCD. So then Misha says, tonight is the night. You know, if they keep talking, they gonna get what they want. And I'm like, oh, girl. So then she and Irish go and stand out on, I guess, the terrace or whatever, or right by the doors. And it sounds like maybe she was trying to tell the cameras to go away from them, because she says, well, they're over there talking and there's no camera over there. And then one of the twins says, there is a camera over here. And I mean, Misha just loses it. So Kiwi says, of course, under her breath, there's a camera right here, you paranoid motherfucker. But of course she said it under her breath, because Kiwi is not about any of that life. Because had they came in her face, she would have just sat there saying, okay, babe. Okay, babe. But the twins tell them, yeah, there's cameras right here. So she says, bitch, you can hear us? And the twins say, yeah. And then Keely starts giggling. So Misha says, giggle one more time and I'm coming over there. So of course, Keely starts giggling again. So she walks up to the twins and she's like, whoa, what you gonna do? You know what? Y'all better stop. I'm not playing with y'all. And they're like, don't come over here. I can handle both of y'all. And first of all, I'm like, they weren't even the ones laughing. It was Keely. So Keely ain't even saying, oh, that was me. Of course she's not saying nothing. She just do all that talking behind the scenes. Anyway, I said I was going to try not to talk about Keely a lot, right? But she walks up on them. Then the twins in the confessional talk about how they are not fighters. They don't get physical. They just want to push everybody's buttons until they want to slap them, but please don't slap them. So they end up getting Misha away from them and nothing happens of that. She says she's done. She's leaving. So then we have Irish sitting at the little table outside on her phone, and she's in the confessional saying how she and her sister are valuable and they came to teach little girls. They came to teach little girls like Cheerios, and then they showed Cherish, the Cherish twins. And I'm like, her and her sister has the worst reads and jokes in the world. Just stop it. She said she tried to show them a different way, but she wasn't expecting for them to be who they are, and they need way more prayer than anything before they can even get on the stage. So Keely goes in and let the choreographer know that Nivea left, and I'm just going to keep it at that because I told y'all I got to keep Keely to a minimum. So then we have Misha, Pam, and Shimari in the room, and Misha is packing, saying how she's leaving. Shimari's just sitting there, and Pam is sitting up in like a captain's chair or a director's chair. And I'm sorry, you guys, she didn't move. She looked dead. They all had on sunglasses. I don't know why. Nothing drives me crazier, and they did it a whole lot this episode. Nothing drives me crazier than sunglasses on in the house just for no reason. And this episode, they pretty much all wore sunglasses in the house, and I just don't understand why. But she did not move. She was just sitting there as Lamisha was packing, and she hollers out and tells Irish that she's leaving. Irish says, okay. And she says, you know, I'm leaving too. If she's leaving, I'm leaving. She says that, you know, she got her sisters back no matter what. So they're packing. The other ladies are like, you know, we understand, even though they don't want them to go. So later on, we have Mr. Carlos King in the building, and he's sitting in the bedroom and listening to them. And then he tells them, okay, if you guys really want to leave, then, you know, that's fine. I'll make all the arrangements. And they give him a hug and tell him sorry. He's like, no, it's fine. As soon as I heard you want to leave, I wanted to come and be here. And you guys, are they getting paid for this? Because I feel like if they make it happen, then maybe they get paid. If they don't, maybe they get paid nothing or partial or something. I don't know. But I just felt like he was like, listen, I don't care. Y'all didn't make it. It's fine. We'll arrange for y'all to get home. But listen, y'all just don't get paid. But I could be wrong because I don't know if they get paid or not. I would think that if they actually made it happen and stayed to the end, there would be some sort of incentive. Wouldn't you think? So then we have Pam, Shimari, and the twins. It looked like Kiwi was in the kitchen, but they were sitting there talking about how they didn't really want them to leave. And Pam is saying how everybody gave what they could. And Shimari's like, so what do we do now? The twin says, well, we have to recut. We have to, redo their vocals. And I'm like, it's not a lot because y'all didn't get them a lot. So that should be fine. And they only have 5 days to do it. Then they say, well, I didn't want anybody to leave. And Felicia says, not even Aubrey. And then we have Keely in the confessional saying, let's not get it twisted. I definitely wanted Aubrey to leave. I wanted her to leave. And I'm like, and we want you to leave because you serve absolutely no purpose. Okay, and now we get to the part that I say is just strictly bullshit. Misha and Irish comes downstairs. They come in the kitchen where everybody else is, and they're about to leave. They are hugging. They're hugging Shimari because Pam is trying her hardest not to hug them. And I'm like, this girl can't have any contact with women. Like, she is that afraid that she'll slip or something. She can't have any contact whatsoever, not even a hug. She eventually hugs them because I think Iris just kind of goes in for the hug and doesn't care. But the twins are back there crying, especially I think it's Felicia, going crazy crying. And then they end up hugging Irish and Misha. And I'm like, you people act like you can't stand each other. So what's the point of all this crying and hugging? If I don't like you, I don't like you. So it's like if you can deal with them and you're going to miss them and you love them so much that you want to cry and hug, then stay. If not, then get the hell out. What is all of this? I don't understand. And it just seems like a whole bunch of bullshit to me. So I stand corrected. The twins actually were not crying. They just had the cry face, but there were no tears. And Fallon in her confessional is saying how she just don't understand what happened. And I'm like, girl, y'all happened. Because can we just talk about how Elijah has not been back since they fell out? Did anybody notice that Elijah is missing, or is it just me? These twins have successfully run off pretty much everybody. So then we have the twins in the kitchen telling the other ladies that they don't feel like they're responsible for them leaving. They don't feel like they are, and they don't want people to make them feel like they are. So Pam, just in the confessional, says that the twins have a lot to learn. Then they proceed to go upstairs and talk to Keely. And Keely is acting like she's been crying. So much acting, terrible acting on this show. And they tell her, eventually they get around to telling her that they may want her to sing. She may need to come on and join in. And I'm like, she don't want to because she can't. Didn't y'all hear her? Yeah, she might be able to dance, but no, she cannot sing. Yeah, Kiwi don't want to do it so bad that she start crying. She's like, I'm going to look like a hypocrite. Like, I really just wanted to be in the group the whole time. And I'm like, no, I think everyone can see that you did not want to be in the group. You did not want to do anything but run around looking a hot-ass mess drinking wine. We all know you don't want to be in the group. So she told them she's not sure. She'll let them know, I guess, because she says she's stuck. Then Cosign shows up. Oh my God, Cosign's back. And they tell him thank you for the gifts and everything. The twins greet him. One of them, I think maybe Fallon, greeted him a little more nicely than the other one. So now it's time for them to go in and see Ghetto, see the girl. And Keely has on her Sunday's finest. She just always looks a mess. Even when she tries, she looks like she is uncomfortable. So Zeta asked them what happened, and Pam just pretty much said they were pushed to the limit. They couldn't take it anymore. Okay, so she says, and now we're left with, you guys are left with 4. And then Keely does this whole, and she's like, Keely, fix your face. And Keely's in the confessional saying how she knows what the twins want from her, but she just really doesn't want to do it. And I'm like, think about it. Isn't this exactly what they wanted, though? They wanted it to be a group of just them. Like, they wanted so very badly for Misha and Irish not to be in the group. Of course, Pam can sing, Shimari can sing, so it seems like the twins will be happy at this point, but they're not. So they have to pick a new queen. I'm going to fast forward through some of this because this episode, like I said, was bullshit. They pick a new queen and it ends up being Felicia. I don't know how. I don't know who voted for her, but as long as it wasn't Kiwi, I'm fine with it. So then we have Cosign back. They're all in the studio. They're listening to one of the songs. He ends up saying that that's going to be the song, and the first one was a demo. So Felicia gets up, walks away. He's looking like he's confused. She goes upstairs. She's telling her sister how he called her stuff a demo, and she just feels very disrespected. So her sister basically says they just need to talk one-on-one. So she ends up talking to Cosign. They squash it. She lets him know that, the stuff that he's doing and saying is just kind of getting under her skin, and she would like the same respect that he would give any other producer. He says, fine. I just found out that Cosign is from Chicago. Hey, Chi-Town. And that is probably why he did not and does not give them any sort of feedback. These Chicago men are not about to get rah-rah. Well, some of them will, but most of them are just cool and laid back, and they not finna play with a bunch of women. So it made me like him even more. Sorry, guys, I'm from Chicago. I just am. But yeah, so they squash that. That's cool. They end up having a wardrobe fitting and they just can't get it together, basically. Like, everybody wants a different look, and the twins got on red and black and they look like motorcycle riders or something. Shimari has on a Beyonce outfit, and one of the twins says, listen, Shimari looks like Beyonce and we look like her backup dancers, and it did look like that. So basically they just couldn't get it together. So Keely tells them, I don't think any of these looks are going to make it. So basically they need to go back out and get something that's going to be a little more cohesive. And that was the end of the episode, you guys. This episode really kind of gave nothing. The previews looked way better than the episode. It looked like Misha was going to do some things, or at least really, really threaten to do some things, and she didn't. This episode wasn't all that great. Although there was drama. There's always drama. But I think I'm just ready for them to wrap this shit up. I really am. But if you are still here, thank you very much. You are my MVP, the real MVP. So please don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and hit the like button, please. All right, and I will see you guys for the next video. Thank you. Smooches.